Hi guys, Vernon Kid here. How's everybody doing? How are all my betas doing out there? Your alpha is here. It is the end of November, and I thought it'd be cool that I hit you guys with afternoon small Q&A, and then of course end it in the later this evening. Two Q&As today, especially if because sometimes I know there's a lot of people that can't make it to the usual dated one, so I was like, okay, let me make an afternoon one for you. So this is the afternoon, quote unquote. I mean, it's a little later in the afternoon. It is 4:13 here in New York, in the world. Whether you're on the West Coast, it is 2 o'clock. No, excuse me, it's 1 o'clock. Uh, if you're in the Midwest, it's 3, and so on and so forth. You know, but I'm here to just chill with you guys for 2 hours. I set my alarm this time, so yeah, 2 o'clock. I set my alarm for 2 hours, so I'm gonna be here with you guys for 2 hours for the afternoon. But then don't forget that later tonight, 9 p.m., I will be back with the open mic night, guys. Ending the month of November. Oh, as always, I hope you guys had a very pleasant and warmful Thanksgiving. If you do celebrate that, depends on if you do. If you're not, give thanks to everybody who is around you, your friends, family, people you love. Um, hey, all in all, I just hope you had a good, had good vibes and positive energy. Good. This week we were hit with something, guys, that the Only Geek High Lord of New York pretty much nearly had an orgasm on. Yeah, we got the first trailer Infinity War, and I know there was some people that said that the leak footage was better. I don't deal with leak footage. I don't like that. I've never been a big fan of leaked footage, even though I believe a lot of it comes from inside. I don't believe it's always like this footage out. I always think there's a strategy against that. That's just me believing that. But yeah, it was good. I put my reaction up for that. Me and Monster were, you can see Monster back there. He kept me company for that time around. But yeah, it was fun. So I'm here, as always, guys, to answer your questions for 2 hours straight. I know I did not see Justice League yet. I will see it. I will see it. Don't worry. I'm not gonna not see it. I definitely probably see it tomorrow. I'll probably go. Thank you, Mega. I'll probably get up. Um, Probably go see an early showing tomorrow and see if I enjoy it. My brother Malcolm saw it. He saw it before me. Saw it on the opening day. But you enjoyed it, right, Mom? Yeah, he enjoyed it. So he enjoyed it. He said his favorite character was Cyborg, right? Cyborg was your favorite. Yeah, he's Cyborg. So that's good to know. Vic was done. You guys know how I feel about those characters that Marv Wolfman and Perez did. Those Titans I care a lot about. Those are the ones that mean the most to me. No disrespect to all the other Teen Titans that came after, but they mean the most. Those are the Titans I grew up with. So, yeah. In the meantime, running my mouth, just letting everybody come in, whoever wants to join in. As you can see, like I said, it's still light outside. As you know, it's daylight saving time to get a little darker now. And but we're gonna be here for 2 hours for you guys. I'm gonna be here for 2 hours for you. I even set the alarm. So if you hear that, that means it's time to go. But like I said, once again, guys, I will be back later tonight with the night Q&A. I might do this again, see how it goes. Especially for people who can't make the evening showing, I could do maybe a afternoon showing for you guys. But yeah, like I said before, guys, had some really good time, especially for me. In terms of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving and Christmas are the two holidays that are very emotional for me in terms, because of the fact that there's certain people that are not here in my life anymore that I wish they were. And but being around family always helps. I got to meet my little cousin, Leilani, for the first time. She is just a true joy, and she looks just like my cousin, her father. But she's just so funny. It's just so funny. It was good times indeed. Chilling with the fam. But yeah, and then of course, like I said, that trailer happened, and what the fuck, man, it was like, what the fuck did I just see? Not too much, but just right, just enough to enjoy what we saw in that trailer. But I'm here once again. I said it before. I'm here to your questions right now. And thank you for everybody who came through for the afternoon showing. There will be an evening showing as well. So let's see. Who do we got here? All right, here we go. Okay, Charles. I should have known Charles was here. One of my betas. Uh, Omnitron, another one of my betas. Thank you. Travis, beta. Uh, Mr. Emerald, another beta. JLA Productions. And let's see what else we got. And Gabriel Lane is here. Hey, so let's see, where's the first question at? I'm looking and looking. Have you watched Punisher yet? I have not watched Punisher yet. I'm going to. I think I'm gonna start binging it tonight. I might start watching a few episodes tonight. A lot of people enjoyed it. Said it was good. Uh, I had no doubt it was gonna be good. I think John Burnoff did a good job at the portrayal of the character in Daredevil season 2, and it was only a matter of time. I've always said Punisher works better as a series, not as a movie. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed Thomas Jane version, especially the director's cut was much better. Um, Punisher Warzone, not so much. I give a lot of respect to Laurie Alexander, who directed it. She doesn't get credited for directing it, but yeah, Warzone was directed by Laurie Alexander. Sorry about that. Not a male director, so but I do give some credit. It was Warzone felt a lot like Punisher, but it had no real substance to it. I know I know what they were trying to do with it. Punisher's war on crime. He can get reckless, and we saw that in that movie. He got reckless. He killed an undercover cop, and Julia Benz was the undercover cop's wife in that, and things like that. And of course, we saw the. Somebody told me that the making of Jigsaw in way better than what we saw in Warzone. I'm gonna hold you to that one. So I'm gonna hold you to that. And JLA. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Southern Jabroni. You a fan of The Rock? What up, man? Really enjoy your reactions. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. No other questions? Okay. Just wait for some more questions to come out through. Let's see what we got here. But yeah, guys, don't worry. I will be seeing Justice League. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to support the movies. The movies. And I'm not a hater on the DCU. I just feel that it's still a learning process. They're still trying to find their footing. And from what I'm hearing, that they're not a lot of their movies are not going to be arced like the MCU. Not all of them will be connected like that Martin Scorsese Joker movie. I'm sorry, stuff like that. I'm just like, does Joker really need an origin movie? Does he really need an origin movie? Not in my opinion. He doesn't. That's the beauty of the Joker, is the mystique of what this guy was like prior to him becoming said character. But yeah, I support the comic movies as much as I can, you know, and because I grew up with this stuff, man. My, like I said before, guys, my dad got me into comics. He was in the comics, and he passed it on to me, and I was 10, and I'm 35 now. I'll be 36 next year. So by that time, I'll be reading comics for more than 25 years. So, and there's been some ups and downs for both companies. Don't get me wrong, not both companies are not perfect, and but I truly still love what I do. As you can see, look, let's just look at that back over there. Like, that's just years of dedication, to what I've done. So let's see what else we got here. Did I enjoy the Arkham trilogy? I'm still playing Arkham Knight. I haven't beat it yet. I haven't beat Arkham Knight yet. But I have enjoyed the Arkham series to a degree. Not to a degree, to the most. I have enjoyed it. Arkham basically showed what we can truly get from Batman if people put time and dedication into it. Because prior to that, Batman games were basically side scroll beat 'em ups. They've tried the kind of the you know third person over the shoulder look before. They've done it with the game that was based off the animated series. Then and I think everybody can remember Dark Tomorrow. Oh my God, that was terrible. So, and hopefully that is a sign that we can see more DC games, outside of just the Telltale series. I love the Telltale series, but that's more of a dynamic, dramatic game playing. Like, it's still your choices, but you're not really controlling the character too much, only in certain points. Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, and Arkham City, all those. You're controlling Batman. What I like about Knights is that there are times you're controlling many of the Bat family. That was something I had a big problem with Arkham. The Arkham games, like, how come we don't get enough time with the rest of the Bat family? And then all these you get the DLCs, and you got stories of Nightwing and Batgirl and Robin and hell, even Red Hood. And I'm not the biggest Jason Todd fan, but I can tell you I like Jason Todd more than I like Damian Wayne. And that's saying a lot. Um, but yeah, good. What the hell is that? Okay. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Charles, you asked me, would it be cool to see Henry Cavill in the classic Superman costume? Yeah, it'd be cool. But I think they don't do it out of respect to Christopher Reeves, and I mean, they did. They used the original. Oh, see, okay, the Batman thing. That's cool. All right. But I think Henry Cavill, he did say he did put on the costume when he first auditioned or played for Superman. He did put it on, but then he was like, no, I can't, and that's fine. Like I said, that's cool. If you're being respectful, but I don't think it looks cool anymore for Superman to have the overall looks over the pants look is kind of yesteryear now for heroes. You don't see that too much anymore. Man, his is gone. Batman's is gone. I mean, I didn't mind it, but I don't know. Some people just don't like it. Uh, yeah. What's your favorite Superman moment in all of comics? Currently, him being a father right now is my one of my greatest moments. Seeing him, I love seeing Clark as a father, being a father to Jonathan, his son. I love that. Him teaching him and things like that. I told Peter Tomase at New York Comic Con this year, you know, thank you for doing that. Like, and you know, it's really cool to see Clark as a father. You know, something that we all thought would never be possible because of the fact that, well, you know, him and Lois get it on. I mean, his sperm would probably be like bullets, probably kill her. You know, but somehow they made it work, and I love that he's a father. That's a moment right there. Those are moments. What I love. I love. If I was to use another moment, I would probably say Batman Superman number 50, where both Clark and Bruce, they're telling us, they're not telling each other, but they're telling us that Clark said, Bruce is the brother I wish I had, and Bruce vice versa said, you know, he's the brother I wish I had. I love stuff like that. It's like, see, it's like you see Mr. Miller, you don't have to have them be dicks, and you know, Frank Miller has gone on record and said, I'm glad I'm glad I'm the one that broke up their friendship. They could never be friends. I'm like, why? Why couldn't they be friends? You know, and like I said, I like Frank Miller, but to me, this is my opinion, just mine. His best work was when he was on Daredevil. I know everybody praises Dark Knight and everything like that. I've read Dark Knight and I read it and I'm like, okay, Dark Knight Returns and things like that, and I'm just like, all right, you know, but I still don't see, you know, okay, it's a grizzled older Batman, okay, but you know, it's like, okay, but still, it's just I could see Batman and Superman being friends, you know, but it's always that case everybody wants to see them fight, you know, who would win, you know, or Batman could win with prep time, you know, and this and that, and I think it will also back to fascination right there. Yeah, but yeah, but that's also the case where I look at it from a point of when they're together, they see their foils, but also they can see, but they also see that they're not so different in most ways. You know, you're right. You know, you can get to understand where even if they're on the same team, it causes the tension. Flat out fighting, but they put the foils of each other. Yeah. And Daredevil, yeah. Travis, the Velveteen Dream versus Aleister Black. That was a hell of a match. That was a hell of a match at this year's takeover. Velveteen Dream put on a hell of a showing. That crazy D, that was, I'm like, what the fuck? And he hit it. Black, of course, you know, has done his thing for a time. And I was even I can tell you right now, watching that match, I at points thought, yo, this Aleister may lose this. Like, this could be his first loss, you know, but it didn't happen. But I did like the ending that he kind of acknowledged Velveteen Dream. He called him Velveteen, you know, because that's basically all Velveteen was, like, say my name, you know. But they built that feud up pretty damn well. And that's what myself and Malcolm, we enjoy a lot better with the NXT over the main roster at times. You know, the feuds feel more organic and they work better than how they do it on the main roster. But that was a hell of a match. Very damn good. Not just more of a case of being organic, just simple stuff. It's just simple booking, but it's effective. Like case in point, Bailey and Sasha. That was just simple booking of Bailey being mistreated by everybody that came to NXT. She got turned on by Becky. She got Charlotte turned on her. Emma turned heel on her. So what did she have to do? She had to beat each and everyone, even though Charlotte and Becky already turned face again. But she had to beat everyone just to get to Sasha, who was ridiculing her to no end and effective. Same thing with DIY and the Revival. Just simple tag team booking. Yeah. Okay, we got LA. Well, we got JLA and Charles talking. Oh, they're talking to each other. Okay. Southern Jabroni. Your opinion on the current WWE? Love it or hate it? Um, it's a mixture, actually. I love it because of NXT. Um, I love it because of AJ Styles is just doing his thing. I'm a big AJ Styles fan. Been with that man since TNA. That was where I first saw him. And the first match I actually saw with him was Joe, and the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels. And I loved the whole match. I loved all of them. I remember I was watching it and I was just like, man, that big guy moves around really good. But it was that I'm like, who's that scrapper? The one that's flipping around. And I'm like, and I followed his career as much as I could. So when he came to, it's always a matter, always in the back of my mind, I was like, he needs to end up in WWE sometime. His career to write that chapter in his book, like my time in WWE. And when he came, you talk about who had a great freshman year. AJ Styles had a hell of a year. He won the title. He won over the company guy, Cena, clean. Put him over. He got put over cleanly. He's had stellar matches with even with Jericho. Hell, those matches were great. And now look at him now. He's back. He's two-time champion now. He took the belt when hell, that belt was needed to be taken away. Okay. But there are some mistakes that the company's making. You know, I have a love-hate relationship with the current WWE right now. I don't watch TNA anymore. I've given up on that. That too many. I can't keep coming back, giving it another chance, coming back, giving it another chance. And they just don't know where they want to go. I will always respect that their longevity. You know, they still around. There are a lot of people who are always joking, we're gonna see the rise and fall of TNA by WWE. But they're still around now, you know. But love it, hate. I have a love-hate relationship with WWE. I love some things about it, and I hate some things about. I hate a lot of things about it. Love a lot of things about it. Hate a lot of things about it. You know, talent-wise, they got a pretty core talent pool. It's just,
I would say it's the best.
yeah,
the best talent pool that they got.
But everybody wants, especially in the internet wrestling community, everybody wants to be pushed so fast. Push this character, push this character, push this, push. And
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if it's the case that people want everybody to be pushed back. You got all this talent pool, but you got nobody doing. You really got nobody doing. Look at SmackDown. With the exception of AJ Styles, and the exception of AJ Styles, I guess you can make a case for Randy Orton. Who in this year has been one of Randy Orton's worst years.
yeah, this is Randy's worst year.
I would add it up there when he was the so-called face of the company.
Right.
I didn't really like that, but look at SmackDown. Only SmackDown's filled with mid-carders because Shinsuke.
Oh God, yeah. See, and that's one thing I've been hating.
Bobby Roode, all the luster of the Glorious, is off because now he's kind of a guy. He's just a guy that's obsessed with the word glorious.
Right.
Oh wait, he's obsessed with the word glorious, but when you see him in the ring, he is glorious. I don't think it's a case of God the internet wrestling community. It always sounds weird because we're talking about wrestling internet. Does that make you part of that wrestling? I don't think it's being pushed. Look at the cruiserweight division. They're locked in there. When you got guys like Cedric Alexander, who I'm not saying he has to be a world champion, but mix them up with the non-cruiserweight people.
Right. I'm missing a question. Oh, Travis, Dark Knight Returned art terrible. I don't know if it was terrible. It was for the tone of the story. Sometimes artwork works best for the tone of the storytelling of the writer, and for that, I guess that's what they went for. I mean, I don't really care. I didn't like Superman with that big elongated chin. He had looked like a dick at times. Like the hell. But it is what it is. Okay, they're talking. People are talking. All right. Oh, okay. Talking. Where'd you get Monster at? Claymore. I've had this dude since I was a kid. Um, we're both '80s brats, so I've had him since the '80s. I got him for I think it was Christmas when I was 8 years old. Uh, my dad got it for me. 8 or 7, I was one of them. It was good old Toys R Us back in the day. So, Toys R Us. But you could tell he's old. Like his horns are bad. Things like that. I've had him for so long. I don't know if I'm gonna sell them or give them to anybody. I don't know. It's the nostalgic act. There's certain things of my past that I have, and I'm just like I can't sell this stuff. I can't. I can't give it away. I wish I'd have been more smart about that with my Genesis. But okay, we're moving on. All right. If anyone can take the mantle of Captain America side from Falcon and Bucky, aside from who would you choose to wield the shield? Okay. Let's okay. This is interesting because let's talk a little bit about this. All right. I enjoyed Bucky as Cap, as his version of Captain America. He wasn't trying to be like Steve, but it was it was right for Bucky to take it over. He's been with Steve in terms of time longer. He knew Steve longer, quote unquote, but he wasn't the longest partner Steve had. That goes to Sam. Okay. But when they did that, this is right at the time Dick Grayson took over as Batman, and I love Dick as Batman. Pause on that. You know what I mean? I thought once again, I didn't care that Marvel and DC were kind of doing the same thing, but I like that both characters respected their legacy and was like, I'm not gonna wear Steve's costume uniform. I'm not gonna wear Bruce's costume. Dick was like, look, I'm not gonna drive Bruce's Batmobile. I'm gonna create my own. I'm not gonna use the cave. I'm gonna have my own Batcave. Bucky was the same thing. The only thing Bucky had was the shield. That was it. Other than that, his costume was different. It suited his character. It was more fatigue-like. And I'm dying and hoping to see that costume in the MCU. I would fucking love to see that. It would make sense. When Sam took over the mantle as Captain America, a lot of people would say it was just a lot of would say mostly it was just for social media. Like, okay, let's get a black Captain America. For those who don't know, there was a black Captain America before Sam Wilson. His name was Isaiah Bradley, the grandfather of the Patriot Eli Bradley. And it's funny now that Marvel has a new Patriot called Rashawn Lewis. I'm forgetting his name. I like him. He's straight Brooklyn. He's straight Brooklyn because they write him straight up like he coming out of Brooklyn. He I don't like how they write him because he drops too much pop culture references. I'm like, oh, y'all gotta calm down with that. But I like him. I mean, he's smart. He's the one that created Sam's new costume. It's bulletproof. I'm like, yo, this kid's smart. But to me, I look at that and I'm like, Marvel, y'all should have just brought Eli back. Older Eli, more with the experience. I always say that Secret Empire should have been the return of Eli Bradley. Um, what do I know? I'm just a fan, right? But you take those two, who could have taken over the mantle of Captain America? Some people say Hawkeye could have done it because he was really good throwing a shield. He put on a costume one point and he was throwing a shield around, no problem catching it. And people, I remember when Cap supposedly died and Shield was trying to find a replacement because there was replacements of Steve prior to him being frozen. There was a Captain America in the 50s, and of course, then the 60s he came back. Um, you know, uh, they were everybody, soldiers, Shield agents would throw the shield, try to catch, and they break their hand, like snap it in two and things like that. And uh, Hawkeye threw it, boom, pop, 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 caught it, no problem. And he was like, I'm a marksman. It's all about, and it made sense. I was like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. It makes sense. Like why Steve, can do that and catch it no problem without breaking his hand and things like that. So Hawkeye would have been a good candidate for it. He's led before. He's not a bad leader. He's not a bad leader. I could have seen they had some weird choices when they were who's going to take over the mantle. I remember that they had Gambit up there. I'm like, Gambit, like what the hell? They even had like T'Challa. I was like, he's got a mantle. That's his mantle. The Black Panther is his mantle. Daredevil at one point, Matt. I'm like, it's a hard choice. It really is, because I've said it before, I watch Mojo. I was watching them talk about their top 10 Avengers members, and Steve was number one. And I'm like, you know what? I had no argument with that. No argument, because he is a guy that you'd follow into hell with, and odds are he's going to get you out of there. You just ask Cap how high, So when they tried to make Steve bad, and then they foiled it like, oh, that was not the real Steve. And now look at them now. They got Mark Waid writing it. Mark Waid is the guy to go to fix somebody's problem, fix a problem. Waid has written Steve Rogers before, and he did a great job with it. So Mark is that go-to guy. Mr. Waid is that go-to guy when Marvel know they fucked up. And like, okay, yeah, we fucked up. All right, Mark, we need your help. Yeah, but it's a hard choice. It is a real hard choice, because not everybody is a qualified leader as Steve. Natural born leader. There are natural born leaders in the Marvel universe, but there's no one like Steve Rogers. Nobody like Steve. And I didn't mind Sam as Cap, but I knew he wasn't going to last, because the Falcon is his mantle. That is his mantle too. And that's why he's doing it now again, because that's who he is. When they brought a new Falcon in, I was like, all right, but it's only a matter of time. I was surprised it lasted this long. He lasted like 3 years. I'm like, okay, that's not bad. But over time, it got too much political with Sam as Falcon. Like, it was always about, the content of his skin and things like that. He had to stay loyal to the Black community and things like that, because at one point he was called Uncle Tom because he was rolling around with Steve. It's like, stuff like that. They made it too much like that, and I didn't mind Nick Spencer writing it, but it was just like, okay, can we get a story where it's not about that? It's not about the content of Sam's skin, and just that he's Captain America. And it was always that case where Captain America's here, and you got some old fogey or some white guy in the corner in the panels. It's not my Cap. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry I ranted about that, guys. Hey Chris, hey Nathan, hey Devin. Let's see, yo Chris, hey. Okay, AJ Styles can make anyone look good. Who said that? Travis. Yes, that is true. He can. He brings the best out of you. Look at look at the match with him and Brock Lesnar. Switch that with Brock and Jinder. What do you get?
Yeah, the thing is, you should more say look at him and Jinder.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but look at him and Jinder as well. That was Jinder's best match to date. But him and Brock Lesnar would look like it was going to be a squash. AJ took it to Brock, and I was so proud of him. I was like, that's the AJ I know. And that's the AJ I love and respect. So yeah, AJ brings the best out of anybody. He can. Yeah, Brock. Yeah, Brock was. Yeah, and it's yeah, exactly. It does depend on Brock because Brock could be like, no, I'll do this, do that, and get back on the plane. You know, if Brock's motivated to work with you, it's great. He was that way with Joe. You see. Um, I hope someday we can get an AJ Joe match in WWE, and they give him time. Good stuff. Okay. Okay, I'm enjoying. Thank you. Don't forget if you want to ask questions. Don't forget there will be um, an evening Q&A as well. Uh, okay. Uh, Travis, I like Jim Cornette, but he's a petty asshole. So yeah, he can be. Let's see. Claymore, that's cool. I love when you and Monster appear in the videos. Yeah, that's just, I have to get another stuffed animal for like because me and Monster only do the 80s stuff. I need somebody that kind of represents the 90s and things like that as well. So I may get another plush toy, something big like Monster. I'm probably bring Dash Dill. I'm about to get a Dashy doll, so I'll have him be with me when we're doing like the 90s stuff. Because oh yeah, be, be with be with me in the videos. Yeah, pause on that one. Anyway, okay. I asked if I want a monster toy when I was younger. Okay. Uh, JLA Productions. I've read that if there's anyone who will give Wonder Woman the fight of her life, it's Big Barda. You do you believe that statement is true, or do you feel that someone else who can do it? Oh yeah, Barda can go. I definitely can see Barda. There's a couple other people I can see. I mean, they've tried the whole Wonder Woman versus Power Girl, Wonder Woman versus Supergirl. Good, at times, but if we're talking inside the DC universe, yeah, there's others. Maxima could do it. Um, I'll tell. If somehow Donna Troy turned bad, there's another one. There's a couple of them. If you could punch from FE, would you? um, no, I wouldn't punch him. I'd put him in a headlock and sit him down. Like, you gonna listen to these now? Listen, like educate him. Because he comes. Look, Brandon comes off, and Monster don't like him no more. Okay, so let's just get that straight, right? Okay. What it is Brandon comes off as if he's never heard of these big name acts. Like, I don't care who you are. You've heard the name Stevie Wonder somewhere. I don't care who you are. And the fact that when he said Stevie who, like, I never heard of this guy. I'm like, can I press X to choke this fool? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on with that. Like, and don't get me started on Ethan. Don't get me started on him. Ethan is another one. Yeah, somebody said to me, like, they're at VidCon a lot, Chris. So I would love to see you do. I'd probably hit him, like either deck him, like, like the 80s. Wow. I don't know. I'm fucking with y'all. Yeah. But no, he got a problem, man. I'm sorry. Okay, Shadow God for you. Hey, Devin. What are your thoughts on the rumor women's elimination chamber at the? Yeah, I put that up in the Yeppa Like Wrestling group that I think we're all in on Facebook. Um, all women's elimination chamber is not bad idea. You know, they've done a cage match. They've done this now. But it would really have to mean I wouldn't just want them to do it just for the sake of let's just do it because the women it's their time now. No, don't do it because of that. Don't do it because of that. I've read that article. They are thinking about it. They're even thinking about a whole women's Royal Rumble, and that seems to be more coming true than ever. But that being said, the now elimination chamber, yeah, I could see it because I don't know if I could bear watching them like the first elimination chamber. Oof, could you imagine? Oh my god! And you would need your top in there.
Well, it makes me wonder if they do this, is it going to be for the title or the winner earns the shot? Yeah, I'm guessing it'll be for the title if they. Well, it depends on they do the Royal Rumble because the Elimination Chamber is a Raw show,
right?
So it depends on if they do the Women's Royal. Who's winning the Women's Royal? If it's a SmackDown that wins the Women's Royal Rumble, then I could see Raw Elimination Chamber being the winner faces whoever's the champ at WrestleMania. So it really wonders what's going to be like if it does happen.
Turkish Gamer at us in Germany, it's like oh hey, I got someone from my birth country here. Guten Tag.
That's an interesting fact. In Germany, it's not called Elimination Chamber.
What's it called in Germany?
No Escape.
No Escape. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
just to avoid any thoughts of the gas chamber.
I get it. It's always good to see people come through that are from my country land, if I want to say it like that, my birth country. It's always cool. People ask me all the time, "Were you really born there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I was born there, March 24th, 1982." I can't remember the time I was born, but I do remember. I know the town, Landstuhl. That's West Germany, I believe. But it's known. It's a town known for having a lot of American birth. A lot of celebrities are from that town as well. Were born there. Bruce Willis, LeVar Burton, people like that. So yeah, I was born there.
Wait, LeVar Burton was born in Germany?
Yeah. Even the actor who's going to play Black Lightning was born. Yeah. But it's always good. It's always good to see people from Germany. What do you think will happen for Phase 4 of the MCU? Going to be completely different. I would definitely say the new generation definitely is going to arise with some of the old guard, but not a lot of the old guard. That's how I look at it. Would be great. Marvel still has movies planned out to 2020. So we got a lot. They still got time. They say 2020, but then Feige says 2028 at one point. But they're definitely, Kevin Feige says the next phase is going to be completely different. They're not going to be like overlapping the same thing anymore. And that's cool. But I do have strong feelings that certain characters are going to die in Infinity War or the last Avengers movie.
He's saying Phase 4 is going to feel like a new generation.
That's what Feige said. He said 4 is the end of the era of the first couple of phases. That's it. So I'm gonna look forward to that. I'm gonna be sad to see some characters die. But like if Chris Evans, it's already said that Chris Evans is in Avengers 4, which is we don't know the title yet, but it could be a flashback. We don't know. But
Here's a question.
Mhm.
Okay, Infinity War and then Avengers 4.
Yeah.
So they didn't do Back to the Future 2 and 3, basically. They filmed them both.
They film them both.
Okay, so basically 4 is done.
Yeah, done.
All right.
Done too. Like,
okay.
But it's there. Yeah, I think it's in post production now or something like that. But yeah, they film it back to back. Well, what are you? Are you for a DC cinematic universe reboot with Flashpoint kicking it off? I really don't like the idea that the Flash movie will be Flashpoint. I don't. That's what it's called. They're saying it's going to be Flashpoint. I don't. Because if that's the only reason that you're going to reboot characters, maybe because of actors, because Henry Cavill still has one more Superman movie for his contract. You got Ben Affleck's. There's like a strange case with Ben Affleck, like he don't want to do it, and it's like, dude, like make up your mind, like things like that. I don't really like the idea, but if that's the way they're going with it, look, that's the way they're going with it. I don't like it. Is it really needed a Flashpoint movie? From what I've heard, Flash is still in this universe. He's still a novice. He's the youngest member. They really made him a teenager. He did Flash more than Flash. I've seen the scene where he was just talking about, I can't do this. I just push people and run away and things like that. Things like that. But it is what it is. I don't mind Ezra Miller, but personally, to me, I wish Flash was an adult, not Ezra Miller's what is in 20s, but I really wish he was an adult, not a young, like almost like Spider-Man. Let me see. Bonk. Wait, I was reading that. Bonk Caesar. Ms. Marvel will replace Captain America, Steve Rogers. You mean Captain Marvel? She's not Ms. Marvel anymore. Carol Danvers is Captain Marvel. If that's true, okay. Carol can be a leader at times, but the question is still the state. Her movie is going to take place in the 90s. We're getting the scrolls. We're getting the scrolls. We're going to get the Skrull Creed War. A moment in Marvel history that many fans know true. Jude Law has signed on. He's going to play the original Marvel, the original Captain Marvel. Good actor. I'm fine with that. The question I'm wondering is what look are they going to go for him? Are they going to have him his ultimate look, or the look how they had him in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, or will he have the classic look, blonde hair, the red costume, everything like that, if he's in costume, but most likely, probably, I mean, if not, we'll probably see a Captain America. Do Bucky, Bucky take over the mantle. I'm fine with that. I've also said that the Infinity Stones, the gemstones, whichever way you want to call them, especially the Reality Stone, could play a factor in that, like changing some things, or even having believable reasons why. Okay, now I've always said like the Reality Stone can be used to indicate why. Okay, now the Fantastic Four is there. There's something like that. Now we know why. Fix the universe and make it more like the original Marvel universe. I'm just thinking outside the top of my head, guys. Okay, what happens? What happened to Joshua X, Eli Bradley? Eli's Joshua, and he's just in comic book void right now. That's just the best way you describe it. You don't say, oh, they're dead, because he ain't dead. He's alive. He's just nobody's using them. That's the trouble sometimes with comic books in general. Like when you have so many characters, you don't use them. And then you ask yourself, okay, what's going on? What are they doing? That's why sometimes I really wish Marvel and DC brought some of their older books, like Marvel had Amazing Fantasies and stuff like that. That's introducing new characters into the world. I wish they brought that back, or just brought like a Marvel Presents and DC Presents, like a mini series of certain characters. You see, okay, this is what this character's up to now. I would assume that Josh was still with working. He's not with the crew because they tried to bring back the crew with Black Panther, Misty Knight, Luke Cage, and I believe Brother Voodoo, and it didn't last. It only lasted like 2 issues. Didn't sell well. Hi, Chris. Kevin Weeks. Hey, how you doing? Um, thought on the Hey on the movie. I did not see that movie, and I did not see it. I have to see it. I want to see it. Heard a lot of people enjoyed it. Heard good things. Said it felt like a send off. But then I'm hearing thoughts if that movie does really well, it could revitalize the series again. I don't know how I feel about that, but I have to watch it. Reason why I forgot it came on Thanksgiving, and I was just day after. Well, I forgot, and I was working Black Friday, so I was like, oh God. So I forgot about it. I totally forgot about it. I have to watch it, guys. Did Diamondback come back to life with powers? Yeah, Diamondback is back. Will Stryker is back. He has growth hormones thanks to Kingpin. Now Kingpin is Wilson Fisk is the mayor of New York. Somehow he came in at the last minute. He came in as an independent too, so nobody was funding him. And now right now he's out to make the city hate all the heroes. Your Spider-Mans, your Luke Cages, your Iron Fists, your Punishers, your Daredevils. That's where it's really starting. And he wants legal action taken against him. And Matt is not having it. But in some retrospect, Fisk is Matt's boss in a sense. But Matt is trying to find ways of he knows Wilson did something. He had to find some kind of loophole because people knew who he was. He even says that to Foggy in the latest comic, issue 595. He's saying Foggy, how the hell this happened? How the hell this happened? It's just crazy. It's like the people of the New York, and I hate to say that because I live in New York, but the New York version of the MCU, the Marvel Universe, the people there are kind of dumb and kind of fickle. Because this is the first time they've done like oh yeah, we're great. Norman Osborn, they were all cool about Norman Osborn running his own version of Shield, which was Hammer, which stood for nothing. Him having his own hit squad of like Bounty Hunter, the Thunderbolts. They were cool with that. And I'm like, how are these people cool with this? And then the biggest one, we seeing Spider-Man blow somebody's head off, which is why I hate Superior Spider-Man. I hated that. The people in New York were so thick. And not even the people too, the heroes as well. Y'all worked with this guy for how many years? Y'all know he does not do that. And you are like, nobody's questioning, like, what's wrong with you? I just sometimes I hate that. I'm like, y'all cannot be that stupid. You can't be that stupid. Like the moment Fisk was sworn into office, I'd have been like, who voted for this guy? Like, are y'all serious? Like, this guy's a criminal. He's a criminal. He's not a politician. It's kind of funny. Ain't it? Kind of. But yeah, Diamondback is back and he's working for Fisk secretly. Yeah, he's working for him. For my buddy and kid's sister. So yeah, that's Monster's best friends. Those are some of the friends he talks about. Yep, I know. Ethan from his worst. Yeah, he is Claymore. The first Elimination Chamber was the brutal to watch, and it's probably my favorite of the Elimination Chambers. I can watch that match over and over and over and over again. My Hero Academy has you watched it. It's on the list to watch. I'm definitely gonna watch it. That's another anime on it. Uh, My Hero Academy. Yeah. Mandalora. Hey. Just saw the reaction for the new. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. Is right. Lee Weeks. Your birthday's in March. Mine too. Yep. March 24th. My late mother's birthday's in March. Got a couple of cousins' birthdays, uncles. There's, the My family has a lot of March babies. We do. Uh, Hal Jordan or John Stewart? Who do you prefer? I've well, it depends on who I grew up with. I grew up with both, but I grew up with Hal. But I love Green Lantern. But I love Hal. But if there's anybody I'm more of a Kyle Rayner fan too. Nobody gives Kyle a lot of props, and I hate that. I'm like, why don't y'all? Why don't it's always John or Hal? What about Kyle? At one point, Kyle was the only Green Lantern, and he was doing his thing. And then that shit happened with his girlfriend. Probably one of the most disturbing moments in comics. Oh my God. I can never forget reading that. That creeped me out. I remember reading that issue and throwing the book down because I was so disgusted. I was like, oh my God. Like, I couldn't believe they went there with that. I was like, whoa. Uh, but it's Hal. I do love Hal because he's hard to predict at times. He's cocky, but sometimes he's hard to predict. John is almost straight by the books. He's that straight military Marine. You know what you're getting with John. Hal is, why you think you call him Highball? He's kind of out there, And Guy is way out there. I'm not the biggest Guy Gardner fan, but as always, when it comes to Green Lanterns, nobody, and I mean nobody, should ever forget or always should have respect for the original. That's Mr. Alan Scott. Always. You may not read a lot of him, but always have respect for that character. He's the first. He's not the original. He's the original Green Lantern. His powers come from a different source, but he is the original. Respect those that came before. Always my motto. What other alien species could you see in the Omnitrix from Ben 10? Krogans. I could see Ben turn into a Krogan. I don't know if an Asari would work because Asari's are only female, but that'd be pretty cool if Ben turned into an Asari. I'm a woman, but that'd be so cool. Turians. A lot of the alien races from Mass Effect, I can see Ben turning into. That'd be so cool. That'd be so fucking cool. All right, y'all talking. I'm just glad studios are exploring other heroes other than the big names, Iron Man, Batman, Iron Man. Yeah, Marvel definitely is starting to push that more. DC, like I said, is still a learning process right then because right now we look at the DCU. I give DC credit; they were the first to push a anti-hero team, which are the Suicide Squad. They're the first to put out the first female in terms of no, not really, but you know what I mean by that. You know, Kevin Feige did an interview where he wished that Carol came out earlier, but sometimes it's timing. It's all about timing. AJ Styles said it best: timing, Timing means a lot sometimes. And to me, as much as I would have loved to seen Carol out there earlier in the early days of MCU, I don't think it was ready. I think she was ready. I think technology needed to catch up to make it feel more fluent. And I like this idea that it's taking place in this time first, and then I guess you're going to build to where was Carol through all this? Kevin Feige said Carol will be the most powerful hero DCU has ever done. DC Marvel Universe has done. And I've always had the belief that she's not going to be fully in control of her powers so much. So she needs to go somewhere to train, maybe in isolation where she can't hurt anybody. So, and that's probably where she's been all this time. But I have a feeling that we'll see her somewhere, maybe in the Avengers 4. You know what I'm saying? She may be, yeah, she may be the difference maker in terms of Thanos just wiping everybody out. You know, from what I've heard, and Malcolm told me straight up, when Superman came back with Steppenwolf, that was it. That was it. So she could be that way. Okay, I'm cool with that. Let's see. War Kings, hopefully after Kree Skrull War. I think a lot of us want to see, and I've said it before, James, leave the cosmic stuff to James Gunn and anybody else that want to jump into that version of the MCU. Because I think he's got the cosmic side of the MCU down on lock. He's brought out the Guardians. He's saying there already talks about there maybe some characters that may get spin-off movies. I would kill for a Gamora spin-off movie, exploring her race, even Drax. I think Dave could hold down his own movie. Dave Bautista has really worked hard on his craft of acting. He really has. I'm sure you all heard the interview where he talked about when he got the role for Drax. He broke down and cried because he worked so hard for that role. And sure, he's not the Drax from the comics where he's that silent but deadly, don't talk too much. When he said he's called Drax the Destroyer for a reason, because he's meant to kill Thanos. Like that's his purpose. But you got to remember, the Drax that we got now is not the same Drax, because Drax the Destroyer prior to this was different. He was still green, but he looked like a bigger. It's almost the way I look at it is, think of Piccolo jacked up on steroids. That's the way I can look at the original Drax. This Drax now is a combination of things. I hope to see. If there's any cosmic characters I want to see, I can give you a couple of cosmic characters I want to see. Even though I don't consider most of them, okay. Chris Powell, excuse me, Darkhawk. The reason why James has not brought him, because he says he doesn't want a lot of characters that are from Earth. He wants that kind of be stayed for Star-Lord. I want to see the real Nova Corps, not the retro Judge Dredd versions of them. I want to see the real human Rockets. I want to see Richard Rider and all them. I want to see those. I want to see well, we can't get the Shi'ar because they're kind of technically with Fox. I want to see the Surfer. Oh, God, that's all I want. If anything, Marvel, get Fox, get the FF franchise back, because I want to see Surfer. I want to see that. I want to see the Negative Zone. I want to see Annihilus. I want to see Blast Star. I want to see I got my wish when we got to see the original Guardians of the Galaxy. So I got my wish with that. So, Matrix and Starhawk and Charlie 27, who Ving Rhames played. That was funny. That was cool that they got Ving Rhames to play that role. He's all big. I was like, that's cool. And Michelle Yeoh was in that so it was cool. But yeah, Marvel not putting the Sentry on screen. You guys know me. I'm not the biggest Sentry fan. I hate that. I hate that character. I hate that character. But on and twist him a little bit, give him that like, okay, he's a broken hero, with problems. It may work. I think the reason why we don't see a lot of the Superman-esque like characters from Marvel is because what I just said. But I would love to see Blue Marvel, who is not as much as like Superman as people think he is. I would, Hyperion makes up that a lot. Hyperion is definitely a Superman clone. But a part of me wants to see a part of me, Charles, wants to see all those characters brought to the big screen. I would love to see how they're going to pull them off. I want to see, like, who else is another kind of quote unquote Superman? That's got Gladiator. I would love to see them pull off Gladiator. I would love to see that. But as of right now, they need to get Namor. As much as I know he's a dick, but they need to get Namor out there. Namor needs to get. We need to see the Marvel Atlanteans out there. And I said it before, I wouldn't mind if Namor, they had an Asian actor playing. Because as of right now, once again, the only person I know that's interested in playing him is Brian T, who you see on Chicago ER, who played the Shredder, who played Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat Legacy Season 2. He's the only one I know that has been interested in playing Namor. And I've always said, even though his name, he's not Asian, because his real name is Mackenzie. That's his last name. But, once again, like I said, if you look at Namor people, the way Namor is drawn, he looks freaking Asian. And I'm like, if Aquaman could be Polynesian, Jason Momoa is Hawaiian, I'm fine with that. I'm cool, even though his name Arthur Curry. That don't sound like a Polynesian name, do it? Okay, that's fine, and I wouldn't mind it either. But Namor definitely the characters that those are some characters that need to be in the MCU sometime in the future. I got my wish with Panther. I patiently waited for Panther. We got Spidey now home with heroes. Seeing Spidey with other Marvel heroes was a dream come true for me. That's all I ever wanted. I always ever wanted to see him stand with his other Marvel brother and his sisters. And seeing him in the Spidey armor in the trailer was nice. I was like, okay, that's pretty nice. And it looks like he's got his spider sense finally. Let me see. Okay, Boss Hum. Have you watched Dragon Ball Z: Light of Hope by? No. You know why? Because I'm gonna react to it. It's on my list to react to. I saw the teaser. I loved it, and they got a full now. You watch out for that reaction. The Amazing Gamer 700 1786. Subscribe to the Amazing Gamer 700. Okay, so you plug in your channel. On plugging your channel on my deal. Not even just, hey man, if you don't mind, could you plug? No, I'm messing with you guys. Let's see. All right, y'all still talking. And I have returned. Hey, I'm okay. 10 DC heroes list several years ago. You had Hal and Bruce tied as spot number 1. Yeah, they're still pretty much tied. Still tied at number 1. I love Batman, guys. I love him, but I know I have also a hate relationship with him too. Because I don't believe that he can beat everybody. But DC plays that up like he can beat anybody. Anybody, no problem. No problem. No problem. Batman can do that. And fans do, and the fans uh, really get behind it. But yeah, man, um, it is what it is. But I'm still, it is a number one. I still love, my list is still the same. Most of them, but my top 10 of all time DC heroes, those are pretty much them. They haven't changed that. What the hell is this? Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. I got a stupid text. The hell. Anyway, all right, moving on. I need 1,000 subs by tonight. Subscribe to the amazing. Okay, and with that, you asked me a question. Okay, cool. What's your favorite Tupac song? Um, Dear Mama, for obvious reasons. Is um, yeah, that's my Keep Your Head Up. Definitely is also a great one. I have a lot of Pac songs, so it's hard to. Brenda's got. Oh God, Brenda's got a baby. Oh man, that's good shit right there. Um, Travis, you asked me, want well, Garrett. What would Garrus think of the Punisher? Garrus, uh, I think the Turians would respect Frank's military prowess because the Turians are kind of like that. If you played through all the Mass Effects, the Turians are like shoot first, ask questions later. You know, just listen to them talk about the first contact war. It was like they shot first. You know, so with Justice League sort of bombing, what do you think Warner Brothers will continue? Do you think Warner Brothers will continue with the continuation or use Flashpoint to create a reboot? Um, I don't think it bombed. First of all, it didn't bomb. It's just Warner Brothers had so much expectation for it. It had a low first showing. It only made like 95 million. Only made 95 million. It's like started making some more money, and I'm like, that's good. But once again, like I said, I don't really want a Flashpoint movie. We kind of got that already, and that was my biggest fear with Flash, with the movie, and he's got a TV show on. You're gonna do some of these characters is like, but we already saw them. The only way they could do is if they did it better. And I always said there's a reason probably why we don't have Mirror Master yet, because they're going to use Mirror Master in the movie, and then they brought Mirror Master in the show, and he was the most stupidest thing ever. I was so pissed at that. I was like, finally we got Mirror Master, and he was garbage. The best rogue out of them was probably Captain Cold. Wentworth Miller did a great job as Leonard Snart. He has done a great job, and it's going to be sad to see him go, but he is leaving. He's leaving, and yes, guys, the Earth Crisis on Earth X. I waited till all the episodes were up, then I'm gonna watch it. They're up now. They my DVR, I've DVR'd all of them, so now I could just watch them instead of waiting till the next day. Heard there was a death. There's a death. I know there's a death, and it's suitable because that actor's leaving too. I heard there were two marriages. There are two marriages that happened. 2 marriages. 2 marriages that happened. 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 2 marriages that happened But a lot of people said Crisis on Earth X was better than Justice League. Till Disney buys them from Fox. Yeah, okay. Do you think the West? Do you think the Punisher is a little too separated from the MCU? It's sort of more grounded in reality than the rest of the Defenders guys. Um, Punisher's always been that. That's always been. That's always been the case with Punisher. He's always been a character that's always been rooted in more reality. I mean, he's living in a world where there are gods and aliens and stuff, but he's still grounded. And that's fine. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with him being more grounded. He is a little bit more separate. He's always been that. You should know that better than anybody. Who's within the cinematic universe war, Marvel or DC? It's Marvel. They've been doing it longer. They've had more time, and you know, well, in terms of continuity, it's Marvel. DCEU is still a learning process. You know, it's still learning, but DC has been putting out movies longer than Marvel. But you're talking about
is just this extended.
but you're talking about in continuity with other then yeah, Marvel's winning. They are. Nobody can argue they're not. That is not even a debate. Uh, we win. Yeah, it is also true, man. We win, Lee. We win too, but there are going to people that are not like us that are going to be like, that's that Marvel DC rivalry. We're winning. I'm still haven't finished reading that book yet. The book I'm reading, it's like the more I'm reading it, the more I'm just like, my God, like this thing has been going on for longer than people thought it was.
In the company.
Yeah, in the companies, it's just like Jesus Christ. I've said it before. I think I've said it before in another Q&A. The higher ups at that time, and we're reading that comic, when I'm reading the book, they were trashing on Jack Kirby's artwork. This guy would go on to create some of the greatest characters for your company. And I'm talking about DC. And you're trashing him. But here's one thing I did like. And speaking of Jack Kirby, the king, if you go on Twitter, his grandson put this amazing tweet out, and I loved it. He basically wanted to thank Marvel and DC for honoring his grandfather with what they're doing, with Thor Ragnarok and Justice League. Steppenwolf is his grandfather's creation. Thor Ragnarok was basically, what if Kirby and Walt Simonson had a baby? That's what it was. It was great, you know. But yeah, it's good to see. I'm happy that and I wish I could meet his grandchildren. I would. Your grandfather is one of my favorite people in the industry. He's not even that. He's also one of my favorite artists. I love Jack Kirby's artwork. I love his artwork. And I love what he's done for the industry, and why he created certain characters. You know why he created the Black Panther? You know why? You know why he created the Black Panther? Because he did it for his black friends. He wanted the world to see representation of blacks in a good way, and not in that stupid way that you go back to those old cartoons. They're slow, lazy, things like that. He did. There's an interview where he's speaking on it. You hear him talk about it, and it's amazing. Not bad for a Jewish guy, right? And not bad. So much respect to the Kirby family, as always. Um, let's see what else we got here. Okay. Yourselves. I'm trying. You say I passed. Sorry, I passed it. I passed a lot of questions. Uh, okay. Can TMNT ever be great, or is it a broken franchise? It was all downhill from the original movie. Wait,
you referring to
are you talking about movies? Are you talking about movies or as a whole? Because as a whole, Turtles is still rocking. I'm sure you're talking about movie wise. Movie wise, maybe. Okay, let's look at the movies. All right, the original, which is still, to my opinion, and arguably the best adaptation of the Turtles ever. It was dark. It paid homage to the original Mirage comics, but also kept a little bit of the Turtles had already been out animated form at that time for a couple of years already, so it paid a little homage to that. Then Secret of the Ooze came out, which got more flamboyant in terms of being more like the Turtles of the '90s or early cartoons. But I enjoyed it for what it was, and of course that's where everybody came with the whole Go Ninja Go with Vanilla Ice. Then they did the straight to VHS or Turtles 3, which a lot of people
Turtles
don't.
3 was straight to.
Yeah, that was straight to that. That was not in the movies. That was not in the movies. That was straight to VHS.
I never knew
VHS. That was straight to, and I remember that. I enjoyed Turtles 3. It basically was Turtles in Time live action, and I enjoyed it. There are a lot of people that don't even recognize it as being, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Um, then they did another then they did that live action, the New Mutation, whatever. When Saban had, that was for me. That was right there. I was like, nope. And they had them team up with the Power Rangers. Like, fuck that stupid shit. Then like that. Then we weren't seeing any cartoons for Turtles. Then when finally Fox got it, and they put out the TMNT cartoon, and that shit was great. They went back to basics. It felt like old. And then after a while, it started to run its course, because when they started doing that fast forward and all that other crap, I was like, yeah, that's stupid. Then Nickelodeon's got the rights. And no, before the Nick cartoon, they did the animated movie that came out in 2007, TMNT, which was good. I hate that I hear people say that was trash. That was good. That was a damn good movie. The animation was crisp. It was good. It was sweet. It felt like old. You know, the only thing I would say that bothered me about that movie, I didn't really like the whole stone people. And, I didn't like that. I really wish it was just, we were dealing with the Turtles and one of their known villains or something like that. But at that point, they said Shredder was supposedly dead. He was dead, but Karai said he's alive. She basically hinted that he was alive. And, that's what Raph said, she's not thinking of what I think she's talking about, right? But the line that I love about that movie is at the end, where Raph is saying, and that is truly what the Turtles has always been about. We fight together, we train together, we ninja, we're brothers. And I love that line. And I'm like, that sums up the Turtles. Then Turtles the Nickelodeon did their animated show, and that show just recently ended too. And they had a pretty good run. I enjoyed it, because even there were times even that show got a little bit dark. Remember when Slash first came in? Oh my god, I was like, yo. And then they were showing some deaths. Like, I'm like, yo, this is a Nick show, but they're showing that. Now they got a new cartoon coming out where Raphael is going to be the leader. April, I think April's going to be black, or she's just being voiced by a black actress. I'm going to check it out, but it'd probably be different. And then came the movies that were produced by Bay. And there's where I would say I was, nope. I didn't like the design for them. I didn't like the whole premise of it. You know, and I actually sat down and watched the first movie. It came on Epix when I had Epix for like, free trial, and it was there. I was like, let me sit down and watch this. I grit my teeth. I sat down, and after I got up, I took a shit, and that was it. I was like, yeah, that was trash. I didn't like it. And then you do a second one that was kind of more fanfare. You do a second one that's got, oh, yes, here's the real Shredder. Here's Bebop and Rocksteady finally. And I'm just like, too late, too little, too late. And don't get me started on Megan Fox's April O'Neil. That had to be the worst casting ever. Yeah, April, I don't, but the actress who played April, the two actresses that played April prior to her were better. Especially the original. I loved her as April. I thought she was perfect as April. I was like, that's April. And then when the actress who took over, Paige Turner, I think that was her name. Paige Turner, I forget her name. She took over April after, and she was fine. But yeah, no. I did, and I heard people say, Stephen Amell was not that good as Casey Jones. I wouldn't put it past you. I like Stephen Amell, but the way, even in that trailer, just seeing him as I'm Casey Jones, I'm like, no, Casey a little bit like, when we saw in that first movie, that's Casey. That's how he's supposed to be. A little bit wired, a little wrong, but no, I'm sorry. Is it possible that we'll ever see that Nathan? I would love to see the JSA in a film. I've told this many times, and I'm going to say it again. I love the JSA more than I love the Justice League. I'm going to repeat that once again for everybody. I love the JSA more than I love the Justice League. Always will. And I hope that I would love to see it. It would be so cool to see. Philly man. If you want to see a JSA, if you want to see a JSA characters, watch the CW. No, yeah, but they're not all of them are living up to their representative characters. So yeah, if you are a huge fan of Wildcat and you see that garbage, you're a huge fan of Mr. Terrific. You see that garbage. Not me. Not me. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm speaking for myself. Mr. Terrific. I do not. That is not Michael Holt. He never will be. He's some guy in trying to be Mr. Terrific, but he ain't. Well, I think I did. I'm not sure. Excuse me for saying this, but I'm tired of people shitting on Superman for being vulnerable to kryptonite. It's so juvenile and it's immature. It makes me sick to my stomach. Never heard anybody complain about that. Song from these lyrics, twisting the strange strangle grip. Won't give no mercy, feeling some tender ripped, torn up, and mean. It's not Twisted Sister. It's not. Is Metallica? Uh, I can't remember. Oh God. Let's see. What would Tupac do if he was alive? He'd probably be being like LL, a successful actor. He'd probably definitely be a successful actor. Because his acting he was getting up there. He was getting out of kind of the whole. I think he would do both, but definitely he would have a very successful acting career. He would. Captain Cole would been 10 times better if he was not gay. You got a problem with gays? And you do know that's another version of Captain Cold, right? That you got a problem with him being gay? Yeah, he's gay in Crisis on Earth X because he's not the Captain Cold, the Leonard Snart from Earth One. The Ray is gay. I knew that was going. I was like, they're gonna make them a couple. I already respected that. The Ray's gay. I didn't have a problem with it. Wentworth Miller is gay.
Wait, so Captain Cole,
the Captain Cold in Earth Crisis on Earth.
Yeah.
That you saw, that's in that. He's gay. He's
he played by Wentworth Miller?
Yeah, he's still played by, but he's the Captain Cole from Earth X.
Okay. So this guy's saying just because Wentworth Miller is actually gay.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, is he 100 times better because he's gay? That's like saying Mr. Terrific would be 100 times better if he wasn't gay. But the fact is, with that in case in mind, he's called Mr. Terrific, but he's not even Michael Holt. He's his name is Curtis. You're not Michael Holt. You're not Michael Holt. But he's gay, and it's just it's like that's why I'm trying to figure out, dude. You got a problem with being gay? Is that it? The CW is just gayer versions of great characters, dude. Really?
They're the same guy.
Yeah, Philly man. Really, dude? Like we going there? We going there?
Man,
dude.
Where's the brotherly love?
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, like, dude. Really? You got a problem with that? That's really very, yeah. I'm about to go. Very homophobic, dude. Like, word? Oppress you in some way? Have they really done any wrong to you? I'm curious on that one. I think the Flash movie could work if it's full on Flash versus the Rogues movie, a full movie where Cold, Heat Wave, Weather Wizard, Trickster, Captain Boomerang, Dabra. I'll take that. Was Justice League really bad? I haven't seen it yet, Bernardo.
I didn't find it bad.
Malcolm saw it. He enjoyed it.
I didn't find it bad.
He enjoyed it.
I wasn't blown away. Batman, Superman. I didn't feel like that. I didn't feel like being turned away from the movie. No, I wasn't blown away, but I enjoyed most of the movie.
You see?
And then, to be quite honest, say that it bombed in the theater, but like you said, it could be a case of, the projections that they did. For instance, Disney considered Age of Ultron a failure in terms of box office because it didn't surpass the first one. It's like,
hold on. Okay, Earth One Captain was also gay. One never playing straight. And when was he? When did he ever say he was gay? I don't remember that. And Once again, do you have a problem with gay? I'm calling you out now. Philly man, do you have a problem with somebody being gay? A character being gay? I'm calling you out on that.
Characters, and you have a problem with.
Yeah, do you have a problem with gay, period? Because if you do, I'm gonna boot your ass right from this. Right, I'm dead serious about that. Don't come on my channel with the gay homophobic. No. All right, let me see. All right, here we go. Let's move on. All right. All right, keep going. All right. Let's see. Justice League. All right. Punisher. Oh, okay. Okay. MCU Marvel works a lot better since Captain got rid of Hydra. Defenders somewhat got rid of the hand. The hand, you're never really finished with the hand. So far as corruption goes, Frank has to deal with what's left with it. Marvel is only dominating the movies. DC is dominating everything else. You sure about that? And once again, this smells like a fanboy right here. Because they're not really dominating the video games, are they? You said everything. No, they're not. Don't say that. Don't say that. Next up, let's see. Burnout Sarah. What actor would you like to see play Shang-Chi? The actor who's in Into the Badlands. I'm forgetting his name right now. Daniel Wu, I believe that was his name. Great. Or the actor that we just saw in that the Bruce Lee movie. Where he's playing Bruce Lee. I could see him as Shang. I would love to see Shang in a TV series. Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. Yeah, good character. Of course, if Bruce Lee was, I mean, he'd be a little too old now, but yeah. But because he just, Bruce Lee birthday was this week. He would have turned 77, but he'd probably still be a bad 77, like, you know, yeah, like Chuck Norris. Philip Nugent plays Bruce Lee in the drag. That's who I'm talking about. Him. Thank you. Bay puts his hands on any of my childhood, and I'm bothered with it, dude. Okay. Okay. Let me be honest. I liked the first Transformers. I can still watch that, but after that, I was done. I was like, nope, nope. Um, my Optimus Prime is not a stone cold killer or a bloodthirsty killer. Okay, talking about give me your face and I'll do all. No, that's not Optimus. That's not Optimus. You want to see a true representation of Optimus? Go watch the 1987 animated movie. That's him. That's the Optimus I grew up with, not this one. I watched a video where the kids of FBE looked back on the Transformers cartoon. They what did they think of it? And they were actually loving the older looks for the characters than the new ones. I was like, and that's why I love those kids so much, because they keep it real. I'm like, yeah, they keep it real. Those kids are cool. I'm pretty sure I saw TM. I don't remember the third one coming out in theaters. I remember it going straight. If it did, it must have been. It was probably limited theaters. TMT. Yeah, Kevin Nash played Super Shredder. He was Super Shredder in that. Okay, let's move on. Did you hear about the tabletop RPG? I heard about that. I mean, Sean, I've heard about it. And playing the storyline of the Super Show. Okay, and you can pick how your animal. Yeah, I picked that. Wasn't thinking that Phil was okay. The woman who is voicing April with a is Cat Grant. Yeah, thank you. There you go. Thank you. The Bay movies had great design. It just didn't connect with people like Justice League. Okay.
I don't. Yeah, I don't see the purpose
I
of.
I
mean, I just don't see what was the purpose of making basic Transformers.
exactly.
Kind of miniature.
They were mini Hulks.
Yeah.
They were so big, and I'm like, why are they that big?
I get mutant.
Yeah,
but it seemed like Michael Bay
he emphasized on the mutant. They made them big. I didn't like the design of them. It was just, and they're ninja, so they're supposed to be stealthy, silent. When they fell, you saw the ground crack. I'm like, what the hell? Anyway, Stephen Amell was a horrible decision. Okay, you seem to have a lot of problems with the CW shows. Yep, you have a lot of problems with them. Should a Green Arrow movie be rated R, depending on the story? Add it like that. Metal Song, All Guns, Judas Priest. Thank you. I was never really the biggest Judas Priest listener, so that's I'm in trying to understand. There's still hope for just JSA and other DC characters in their animated movies. Uh, Young Justice. Yeah, which is going to be on their own streaming network. I look forward to seeing the next season of Young Justice. Okay, before I go, yep, should have never been taken off in the first place. Should have never been canceled in the first place. Yep. Okay. Okay, before I go, you played the 2016 Doom. I'm thinking of getting it. I watched people play it, like Dashi, and it looks fun. You know. Okay, Philly man. The problem is when straight characters are turned gay for TV who have been straight for decades. You answered my so basically, like I said, you do have a problem with that. Now, let's be honest. Okay. When they said Mr. Terrific was going to be an Arrow, and they said he was going to be gay. Yeah, I was like, why? What's the purpose of it? What is the purpose of turning this character gay who has always been straight? Okay. And I always say that because one, I look at it, I'm like, if that was the case, if you needed a gay character, DC, you have several known popular gay characters. That's why I'm glad in the Black Lightning show that's come, which you guys know me, he's one of my favorite DC characters. To there. And she is known and she's written to be a Nissa's love interest. So basically, yes, Nissa's gay. Thunder is gay. And that made me so happy because I was like, please tell me they're bringing Grace into the show. And they are. And I can't wait to see the Black Light.
But I got another thing. Okay. But most of these characters, when they've turned them, has their sex orientation defined their character?
No. And I was just about to go into that. That's the case. Then it's like, and I was just about to go into that. It's not that Steve Rogers being straight defined his character. Exactly. And I was just about to go into that too. Certain characters where like you see it so much
that's like, yeah, that's a heavy part of the character. Like,
Yeah.
like
Who's bisexual?
like, Batwoman.
Batwoman is gay.
Yeah, don't they really show that?
Yeah,
So it's like it's really like
she was always known to be gay. Yeah, that's what I'm. That's also the problem. It's like character that they're gay. So that's my problem with what you're saying. Is like, dude, is it really defining their character because they're gay? No, it has not. I'll be the first one to admit it. It has not. I just don't like the portrayal of the actor playing Mr. Terrific because he should be the smartest out of all of them, but he's not. And I'm like, he's not called the third smartest man for. That's just not a catchphrase. He is, and they don't make him come off like that. You know, it just you're saying that the gay but it hasn't really defined their character. It has not. That's it. It hasn't. It really hasn't. Captain Cole is still the same Captain Cole. Earth X is a different version. And once again, I have to go back and read and see where was it written that Earth 1 was gay. Like Wentworth Miller is. He's gay, but hey, okay. Okay. I didn't even know who the Ray was until I watched the Earth X trailer from. Really? Oh, okay. The Ray is a kind of a very lesser character, very powerful but lesser known character. There's been a couple of versions of him. Okay, this is Omnitron's talking to people. Okay, I have issues with. Okay, I have an issue if a character is made gay in the comics for stupid reasons, like Iceman or Alan Scott. They were just made gay because his son was gone, except that he showed up later on. That's honestly no. This is Omnitron. That right there is honest to truth because
basically, Omnitron is saying that if it's done to just appease to
that community, yeah, I've said that plenty of times.
For me, the Iceman one,
yeah, Iceman makes no sense.
How is
okay? We may go a little bit.
That was past Bobby. That found that baby Jean Grey found.
And then,
but it's like, well, wait a minute. Then why wasn't president?
Then finally, Bobby came out and said, "Yeah, I'm gay too." However, you go back through the history, over 50 years of this character, Robert Bobby Drake. It has never been shown that this guy had any kind of tendencies of being gay. And I'm not just saying, because he was with a lot of women. No, because there have been a lot of guys in the closet. Okay, that's real. Okay, but to me, that made no sense. No sense. In terms of Alan Scott, I don't look at that as a real Alan Scott. That's a different version of him. Earth 2, alternate Earth 2. But I've always felt that when you're making a character gay that's been known to be straight, especially in comics, my view is give them a real reason. What's the reason why? Iceman? No, there's no freaking reason whatsoever. And that's something that I would want to know why Bendis did that. Why'd you do that? Why'd you write that? Because it still makes no sense when Gene just said, "But Bobby, you're gay." That came out of nowhere. I was like, wait, what? That made no sense. North Star has been gay since the 90s. North Star has been gay since the 90s. And I applaud Marvel once again. Big ups to Marvel for giving him a big wedding. Like and Margaret Liu, gotta give her credit too. It was a whole issue. Astonishing X-Men number 50. That was the talk. It was like North Star's getting married.
Wasn't it? Like even
newspapers were talking about it. It was everywhere. Big ups to Marvel for doing that. But when you turn characters gay just for the sense of, we got a gay character that get this community into reading that. You're forcing your hand. Yes. Why not make a new character? I'm going with that. That right there, I have the 80s movie on right. Okay. I mean, if it's just artistic choice, I mean, sometimes I can agree with that, but sometimes I feel that is either just they want to get a rise out of people at times, or sometimes even editors saying, "Hey, but Iceman, Bobby, he's and let me make this perfectly clear because him being gay has not stopped me from loving that character. I'm trying to get across. Him being gay has not stopped me from loving that character. I love my favorite X-Men. He always will be. But him being gay has nothing and has not made me sour on the character. Like, I read his comic now and I'm like, okay, he had a date. All right. But he's still that Iceman that I love. Change in terms of him being the goofball, the fun loving one character. But when you just turn a character out of the blue, I have a problem. And then I'm gonna be like, okay, why? Why? Why?
Yeah, it's like when they just changed Huntress like Black Italian.
It's
the same.
Yeah. That was a good one right there. Like when they brought in Huntress back in the New 52 and she was Black Italian, like she's black, and I'm like, she's Helena Bertinelli, right? And I'm like, okay, but why change your race? Why? What was the point of that? Okay. I love the first Transformers movie too. The first one, like I said, guys, I enjoy.
This July was the 10th anniversary.
Right? Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, it was 10th anniversary.
And I remember we saw that on the same day with Live Free or Die Hard.
Right.
Which also celebrates 10 years.
The only CW show I've seen was Supergirl. Okay. And how do you like that, Bernardo? Because I enjoy it. This season has gotten off really rocky because Kara's all into this, oh, woe is me. Woe is me. I miss Monel and blah 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 blah. But it is what it is. I love the Uncharted series because of the great action scenes. It's a movie. Later, Chris. Love the live show later. Chat. Thanks. Minnie Capone, what up? Bernard, yeah, I agree that Jean Grey saying that Bobby's gay out of nowhere was out of left field. Yeah. I blame a lot of it on Bendis, man. I'm like, Bendis, that was stupid. Like, why'd you write that?
Where is the sign?
Yeah. And what killed me after it was announced, see, I gotta stop this because but what killed me about this was then you had all these comic sites go into the history of Bobby and trying to find, here's the signs that I think what was it, comic book movies and CBR, here are the 10 signs that Iceman was gay. He never could hold down a relationship with a woman. I'm like, that's any straight man. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm like, what? It was so stupid, and I couldn't. I'm like, who wrote this? And I remember the one on CBR pissed me off the most. I was like, to the writer who wrote this, you are an idiot. You're an idiot. You're a goddamn idiot. Because you don't know the character. And what made it worse is he wrote it so he basically wrote it to the point where he even said, I can't really place where this happened, but I know it happened in this issue. You don't even know the damn issues where this. So that means you don't know X-Men history like that. So stop. But it killed me when they were doing that. I'm like, the 10 signs of Bobby was always gay. And the biggest one that they always put, he could never hold down a real woman. Every girlfriend he had, they ended up leaving him. Lorna Dane, Polaris. He had that little mini relationship with they went all the way to Mystique. And I'm like, why'd you put that Mystique one in there? Because that one right there threw me off too. And then the one with him and Kitty. Kitty can't hold down a relationship either. Like, let's be clear. I love Kitty, but she can't hold down a relationship that will save her life. She went from Colossus to Iceman to recently getting engaged to Star-Lord. That ended. She can't hold down a relationship either. So yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Okay. Was a dark. Okay, actually, yeah. Well, she's still dark skinned. It's a sin, and yeah, she's still mixed. She was mixed. I don't matter. The most I see Bobby in my head is he's bisexual, and at most he's bisexual. I I don't mind that. Period. It's just the gay stuff that came out of nowhere. That really did. Um. Okay. Okay. You seem to have a lot of problems with these CW shows, really, man. Like, okay, Supergirl would have been better if they didn't try dumbing her down. In the pilot episode, she didn't even know if she could fly, and was surprised when bullets bounced off of her. Okay, we may have to put you on a timeout, dude. Okay, but
But didn't she just realize her power?
the way they described it was she not that she didn't realize her power, she kept them under wraps. And when she jumped, she tried to fly. It wasn't like she couldn't fly. She just but it's hard to explain because when she was chasing after the plane that Alex was on, she was running, she jumped, she fell back down, she jumped again, she fell back, then she started flying. There was no problem. I was like, I can understand that. She doesn't fly a lot. She
Another thing, that consideration, both bouncing off her, not ever, a gun shot at her.
no, they would show later on. They would show flashbacks that like she was in an accident, she was okay and stuff like that. But I call it dumbing down. I can't really say that. Is there? What are your thoughts on the NXT call-ups on Raw and SmackDown? I call them call-ups. They moved over. All right, so we got DeVille and what's the other one? Rose and Mandy Rose on Raw. Their reason of being with Paige is somewhat okay. I get it, but it's just like, all right, I could have seen somebody else besides DeVille, especially DeVille. She still, in my opinion, she still needed more time. Ruby Riot, help me out. Sarah Logan, I was about to say Sarah, so and Liv Morgan on SmackDown. Ruby, I think was her moving over was fine. I was like, oh, she knows what she's doing. So was Liv Morgan somewhat. Then Malcolm tells me in the match that it clearly shows she still needed to be down in NXT.
Yeah. I always felt that there was a period when Liv Morgan went almost off the face of NXT.
Yeah, and then Sarah Logan. Okay, but a lot of people said, Will, that how come Peyton Royce and Billy Kay weren't moved over. They should be moved over. I'll totally agree with that, but I don't see them being with, like, they were just called up together, but not in a group. My problem with them being called up, Will, is the fact that it was almost exactly the same. It is no different. They came in as a group, attacked everybody. Yeah. That's my problem with it.
Another problem.
What's that?
Well, first off, Liv should be a face.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yes. Let's call it. Liv should be a face.
I'm not buying her as
a
heel, especially
right.
when her first promo is, "I'm gonna pop off like a firecracker on 4th of July."
Yeah.
Like, what?
Right.
But the most important thing is that Owen and Ollie Davis from Russell Talk is brought up, as Ryan Alvarez and Dave Meltzer and even Side Monster brought up. A few other podcasts was brought up. One of the main issues is that it was copy and paste in execution.
Right.
And also, more importantly, it was copy and paste in terms of appearance. Side by side, they look almost alike. Basically, you insert Paige for Ruby. Pale.
Yeah.
It's
yeah. Okay.
Liv, Mandy, blonde. I guess the only people that don't look too much like is Sarah and Selena, but in terms of their roles, they're the same. They're the muscle.
Right.
So
copy.
Yeah. So that's why who was Luke and I was joking, like, if they did do a Royal Rumble, because remember, it was so copy and paste that the discussion became, are they in cahoots with each other?
Right.
Because now be like, if it's not, then this is the biggest case of everybody copy and paste within their own company. So now that's why Luke and Ali was joking that they do this women's Royal Rumble. Are they going to do a doink spot when they're standing next to it? They're going to be.
Yeah.
But I was on that. I like Ruby's group name better. The Riot Squad.
Riot Squad. Yeah. The Riot Squad and Absolution. Anyway, moving on. Odds. Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna go another hour for them. Don't say I don't do anything, guys, for you. I'll go another hour for you. But I will be back for later tonight as well. So join me again if you want. You can ask me some more questions. Okay, odds of seeing a Doom Patrol series on TV. I don't know, because Beast Boy is going to be in the Titans show, so we'll probably see them there. Did you see the DC? I've seen bits and pieces, not all of them. I still ship Kitty and Peter Parker regardless of the universe. I like the Peter and the Ultimate Universe's Peter and Kitty relationship. That was really nice. I did enjoy that. But no matter the universes, it's Peter and Mary Jane. Can't beat that. I'll tell you what I also like. Say what you want, but I'm liking this Peter and Bobby relationship. Peter and Mockingbird. It seems to work, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really liking this relationship. I'm liking it. It was built up pretty. I'll give you credit. It's been built up pretty good. Them working together, they had a working relationship, and they started to get okay. It's cool. Okay. If Supergirl got canceled, who would you like to see them keep Melissa Benoist as Power Girl on Earth One? If they canceled Supergirl, yeah, I would love to see Miss Bionis still somewhere, shape or form on the show somewhere. That'd be cool. Tyler Hoechlin or Henry Cavill, who is the better current Superman? Tyler Hoechlin. Mr. Hoechlin is That's Superman. He is Superman. I was so impressed when he came on as Superman. Henry Cavill he's waiting to play the Superman that we all know. He wants to play that. He said it. He said it plenty of times. Will, you also asked, what are your thoughts on upcoming Josh Whedon Birds of Prey movie? You mean the Batgirl? The Batgirl movie. He's doing Batgirl. I don't remember him doing Birds of Prey. If he's doing that, I somewhat trust Josh Whedon because he knows how to do female characters pretty good. Buffy, you name it. Uh, let's see. Horrible Casey Jones. Yes, he was. Uh, there's a rumor Absolution Pages group stable was also going to be called PMS. Yeah, I know it was true. They were going to call it that. Uh, but Absolution is a better name for Page's new stable. I don't know because do you know what absolution means? There's a meaning to that name. Hey, Chris, do you think Bart Allen can surpass both Wally and Barry? Any generation can surpass, another generation. That's the whole point of the next generation. You're supposed to surpass the next. Sometimes it don't work. But yeah. Next up, people always forget that Bobby and is bigger trash talker than Peter and as a scientist. Exactly. And she brought that up in what did she bring that up in? I think the Wasp comment. She talked about Wasp, Hank Pym's daughter. She even said it like, how come nobody talks about your scientist background? When she was brought into SHIELD, she was brought in because of her scientific background. So seeing Bobby, when they brought that up, I was like, thank you. Somebody remembers that. Because everybody just looks at her as being, that's Hawkeye's ex-wife or wife or ex-wife. She's more than that. And seeing her and Peter together, it's like Peter has a foil of himself. Does Bobby have powers? Somewhat. I think a lot of people forget Bobby kind of does have powers. When she was nearly killed, she was shot to death, nearly shot. Hawkeye told the doctors to inject her with the super soldier serum and the Infinity Formula, what was keeping Nick Fury younger. So she has those two formulas in her. Now she's still not on that level of Spidey, but still, I love this relationship that they have together. It's and who better not to agree with it but Aunt May. Aunt May loves Bobby. She even says it. She's like, "Is that Bobby I hear about?" I love her, Peter. Like, it's like, yeah, superheroes can have relationships, and that bothers me on both sides, Marvel and DC. They don't want to have their heroes in relationships. Why? Why? Yeah, Clark is still with Lois. Aquaman is somewhat still with Mira, but they were trying to foil that up. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, leave the relationships alone. If there's no reason to break them up, don't break them up. Like, stop. You know, stupid, stupid. Let's see. His biggest. I always love Peter and MJ, but I love this ship. Yeah, exactly. You're always gonna love what came before. Don't I always say that to you guys? Respect what came before. Show respect to what came before, and you appreciate what you got now. And that's my motto. I stick to it. I believe in it. There you go. You talking about the Star of Grimm would have been a better fit for Superman. How has a beard? You're picky. You're being picky, 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 dude. You're nitpicking. Stop the nitpicking, please. That's ridiculous. Stop. Because he has beard stubbles, he doesn't. You're picking. You're picking. That's a stupid reason. That's a stupid reason. I'm gonna call you out on that. That's a stupid reason, Philly man. Stupid. Because he got a beard stubble. Even the actor who played in Grimm has a beard. He can grow a beard. That's picky. That's picky. I heard a rumor that I heard a rumor could still just be a rumor. So grain of salt that they'll be adding Freddie Freeman to the DCU. If so, could you think we could see be Captain Thunder or perhaps just Thunder? Ooh, Freddie Freeman. That'd be interesting. That'd be really. I say Thunder since Legion of Superheroes character Light is called Thunder, and he was Billy's student in the 20th century. What do you think about who do you think would win in an arm wrestling match between Superman or uh, Captain Marvel? You know, I don't call him by that S name. You know that. You know that. I would probably, I don't know, because magic and magic is all what Captain Marvel was about. So that's still magic grabbing, Superman. So it'll be kind of very, hard to think about it. Um, I'm gonna try it. If they never bring the Mary Jane marriage back in the main universe, I'd glad to take Bobby and Peter. Yep, me too. I'd also be more than fine with Peter and She-Hulk and Peter and Carol since both of those have worked well. Yeah, I've always said the Carol and Peter relationship was going well. She was really catching strong feelings for Peter. And that at first it started out as a joke, Peter's like, I'll help you on this mission, but you got to go on a date with me. But after a while, you started seeing like a relationship happening. They were working well together. They were when you start coming up with tag team maneuvers, yeah, that's something's going. I'm like, yeah, that's the good stuff. How do I feel about uh, Zachary Levi playing Captain Marvel? Um, I watched a little bit of Chuck, so he has that childlike mentality. You got to also remember he's also played Fandral in the Thor movies. He took over from Joshua Dallas in the next two Thor movies. Um, I think he needs to hit the weights for sure. He's not going to be as big as The Rock, but definitely hit that, get into that shape, to play this role. But the man-child attitude he's got, Pat. He said that the Captain Marvel was going to be the superhero version of the classic Tom Hanks movie Big. Right there, I'm like, I can see that because I love that movie Big. I love Big. That is one of my favorite Tom Hanks movies. Big, and that's perfect because that's the same thing. Boy grows up, wishes to be a grown up. I get it. I'm giving them. I always give actors a chance. I don't just look at them like, oh, that's stupid. That's a stupid casting. My advice: give them a chance. We haven't even seen any kind of the. Give them a chance. And to me, Mr. Levi, has that attitude to be. If you watch him in interviews, you watch him. He's a big kid at times. I'm like, he's a big kid. Like that's what we need. He's supposed to be a man child with the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the agility of Achilles, the thunder where Zeus comes from, the speed of Mercury, the stamina of Atlas. I don't like the name. I still don't like the name. I've been honest. I know Marvel owns the Captain Marvel name, but I don't like the name. He will always be Captain Marvel. I will not call him by that S name. That S name belongs to the wizard that gave him the power. That's it. And I've always made my point of why it's a stupid that they call him that. I don't need to go in because you guys know about it. Anyway, let's move on. Um, Also, Billy doesn't just have the strength of Hercules, but the power of Zeus back it up. That's how the power of Zeus works. It adds power. No, so it's strength of Hercules with the power of Zeus, speed of Mercury with the power of Zeus. Yeah. Who was Bruce's Batman best relationship with? I don't know. Some would say Talia, but she practically kind of raped him if you think about it. Yes, females can rape men too. Okay. Guess Catwoman, and there's Vicky Vale. And, I don't know. I really, I say Catwoman to agree because they get married. Uh, Ready to play the original to life. Yeah. Do I watch Gotham? No, I don't. I stopped watching that a long time ago. Gotham makes no goddamn sense to me anymore. I don't like it. It makes no sense. I don't even take it as an alternate world. Nope. It should have. I wish it was just Gotham Central. We're just focused on the Gotham PD. That's it. When you start bringing in his rogues gallery already, and they're the originals, and Bruce is not even. It's like, yeah, you jumping the shark. That show has jumped the shark too many times for me. I'm done. I was done with that after that Red Hood episode. I was done. I was like, yeah, I'm done. Screw that show. Uh, would Justice League have dominated the box office if it came out before Avengers? You got to also remember what was out before Avengers. If so, think of it like that. You know, think of it like that. I think a lot of people have a problem with I think what I've heard somebody told me is like you didn't really get to know the characters as well. Like the ones that didn't have like Flash and Cyborg, if you don't know them. But I can't judge because I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it. I just haven't had the time to see it yet, guys. But I will. Have you read Invincible? Of course. Robert Kirkman. That's a brutal comic. Jesus Christ, that's a brutal comic. I saw the Solomon Grundy episode on Gotham, and I will say they did Grundy amazing. That's the only thing that they say. I heard other friends say. I have a coworker that said, yeah, the Grundy episode was good. I'm like, okay, I trust you. But I'm done. Right. WWE 18 Rick Martel. What the? Why would you say that? What's going on? It was. I mean, he was in long for Batman. Batman was around since he fought Alan Scott. That's right. That's exactly right. I still say DC's original plan before it fell through was to make Justice League movie, then spin movies out of that. Hmm. I guess I remember when they first put out their plaque of the movies. I was just like, okay. I still look. I would be. I love Victor, but I still feel he doesn't need his own movie. Somewhat. He's a good. He's those characters. I mean, and I'm saying this as a Cyborg fan, but when I keep thinking about, okay, if they make it happen, who is his villain going to be? Malware. I'm thinking like, who are they going to have as Victor's foe? You know. Mm-hmm. That would have been interesting. Honestly, though, I'd like to see the Squadron Supreme in the Marvel U, but they have Thunder replace Power Princess. There are so many things they could like. The biggest question that some people have is like, okay, they bring in Thanos. What's after Thanos? Who could you do after Thanos? He's the big bad. Um, That's why I always wish they'd have did the Masters of Evil. They could have done the Masters of Evil. Squadron Supreme would have been great. Um, and that's why I wish they got. It's still Kang the Conqueror. Oh my God! Could you imagine seeing Kang the Conqueror? We could see some future stuff in him knowing. The problem with Kang the Conqueror is that he's related to one Mr. Reed Richards. But I don't see how that's a problem because they could just say it's just his name is this, but change a little something, right? Right. Um, Cyborg, cool and awesome as he is, he's always been a team player. I mean, I can think of only two villains that he could use: Grid from or Gizmo. Yeah, see. And from what I'm hearing, he's actually going to be the leader. He's taking over leadership of the Justice League now in the comics because Christopher Priest is taking over writing Justice League now. 90s Bulls versus Wizards. 90s Bulls all the way. Make Kang Tony's descendant. That'll work too. What is your IQ? Are you serious? Or are we joking? Are we serious with that? I don't know if well, I look stupid. I'm no genius, but I'm not dumb. No. Okay. Anyway, I think we got a troll in here. So don't feed the troll. Anyway, um, let's see. I may wrap it up in a few minutes. Actually, I will wrap it up in a few. So get your questions because that alarm is about to ring real fast, dudes. About to ring. But don't worry because I will be back at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for part 2. I thought I'd do something different with you guys and give you a two dosing of a live Q&A. Um, so yeah. So you guys got 10 minutes to go. Let's do it. Hit me with some more. Here we go. I mean, I would say that it's making Tony the one guy who does all the stuff. Like since he made Ultron in this, he's cool and smart enough to Kang. Okay. Maryland Wolves. Hello, how you doing? Uh, have you seen anime Shadow Skills? No. If that's anime, I'll put it on the list. I also argued another that they could do. Hank Pym is Kang's ancestor from Apostle as a kid and Hope. That's a good one. Captain Marvel's upcoming is called Carol Danvers. His name Carol Danvers, and Supergirl's name is Karen Danvers. Call it now. Marvel's fake Superman Hyperion will enter the universe. Um, Hyperion somewhere probably down the line. I'm not understanding the question because you do know that there have been different versions of Supergirl. And they mixed up the Kara Zor-El and the Linda Danvers, version. So yeah, but it's okay. From MCU, that is with the King. Yeah, I get it. What are your expectations for the new Godzilla movie? More Godzilla. That's the biggest thing. More Godzilla. Screw the humans. I shouldn't say that, but don't focus so much on the humans. The last Godzilla movie I loved, but it focused too much on the humans. Focus on the G-Man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. If the MCU gets FF, who would you want to play Franklin and Blair? Oh man. Um, mm, that's a good question, Nate. Man, I would nah. She's too old. No, she's not too old. It'd be cool if Bobby, you know, Bobby Brown Miller. Oh, could you imagine her playing Black? She could do it. I think she could. I want to see the kids of Stranger Things get bigger. I want those kids to succeed. I do. Okay. New Baki anime on. There's a new Baki anime on Netflix. Really? Okay, I gotta check. I'm a big Baki the Grappler fan. Fuck yeah, shit. That's the point of the Squadron Supreme in general. You want a Justice League versus or a Justice League versus jail team up. Use a squadron. Okay. So yeah. Mhm. I like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing the you want to see like the carbon, the evil version of a team. That's why I said the Masters of Evil would have been great. And maybe we finally could get the Enchantress. You could bringing in the the Masters of Evil could utilize some of those characters we want to see back, like the Abomination. You know, you know, maybe the squadrons, the not squadrons, the the Master Evil, we could finally see almost a little bit more of a version of Baron Zemo. Um, I think a lot of us want to see somewhere down the line the Thunderbolts. It is what it is. I got a vid for you to react to. As you all know, who's this? Maryland Wolves. If you have a vid, please don't put it here. Um, Send it to me via a personal message here on YouTube or somewhere else, or on my other social medias. The link of the video, along with the hashtag. Please react, Chris. I have a lot of I have a lot of vids requests, and I'm about to start hitting some of those requests that people have sent me. If I respond to it, if I respond to it saying that I've seen it before, then I can't do it. But if I respond to it and say I'll add it on the list, look forward to see it someday. Uh, am I going to watch the crossover prior to the second Q&A? Maybe. Probably. It depends. But it depends. But who knows? Okay. How do you think? Okay, TF3 100. You can send it to me on Twitter as well. I take requests on Twitter. The same thing replies. You got to put me the link with the hashtag. Please react, Chris. That is my way of knowing that this is a request. So you can send it to me on Twitter. Yes, you can, Marilyn. Okay. TF3 100. How do you think Infinity War is going to end? Well, the first part, I'm thinking Thanos is gonna. There's gonna be some deaths. I think there's gonna be some deaths. Thanos is gonna have the upper hand, and it's gonna go into the second part, um, where they come back. I hope Infinity War ends where it looks more like the villain is the villain has the upper hand, kind of similar to like how they did Harry Potter, where it looked like Voldemort had the upper hand at the end of the first part, and then the second part there was the uprising. I'm hoping that that's the case. Okay, 3 minutes to go. Better hit me with some more. Okay, you're gonna see Shape of Water. Is that movie from Delmicio with the fish and the woman? that love story. I think I might see it. I don't know. Batman in Japan anime happened. I think I seen that. That was pretty good. Everyone's coming out. They did, but what's the what's the Avengers 4 in May gonna be out? Yeah, and it still doesn't even have a title yet. As in Batman, his villains and so on is in warring state during the period. Yeah, I have. I'm looking forward to seeing that. It's gonna be pretty cool. Shoujo, hey kid, gotta work, but what's your opinion on the Metal Batman, especially the Batman who laughs? I'm not reading it. That just shows you right there that I don't really care. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't read it. The tie-ins that I comics that I'm reading, I'm just really kind of just skimming through it and just like, okay, no, that's it. I'm not really reading that the whole Batman metal Batman stuff. I'm not. I don't really care too much for it. Because I don't really. Okay. Mm, 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 You got still got you got 2 minutes, guys. Okay, I'm hit me with the question. Okay, did you hear about the Batman Both the Brave coming back thanks to the Scooby Doo movie? I'm pumped more Batman. Yeah, I seen the trailer. You know, the Batman Brave, the Scooby Doo thing. I'm okay with that. What I'm interesting, it is something also interesting. Why are they making a spin-off Scooby Doo movie with Daphne and Velma? Really? Yes, I love the show so much. I love DC was in that show, especially the two. Yeah, I love Batman Brave and the Bold. That was a fun show. That was a fun series. You know, you got to see they it put emphasis on characters that are kind of lesser known. That there was like Bronze Tiger when he was on the episode. I thought that was really cool. You know, Aquaman was like a fan favorite. He came off more like Hercules than that, for real. Um, then they finally did. You saw Superman and Nightwing and all them. It was great. Batman Brave and the Bold just shitted on all the guest stars. Yeah, yeah, they did not shit on the character. And with that being said, guys, we're gonna end it right there. That's my alarm going off. Uh, we'll end it right there, guys. Be back later tonight for the next part, the evening. So anybody that's gonna come through, please come through, hang out with me again. But other than that, guys, you take care. I will see you guys next time. Bring your friends. You know, be fun. We do it again. Take care, guys.